Our Woman of the Year 2024, the award went to Julie Hartley, the sales director of ESR UK, who was winner of our Woman in Coach award as well, and then became the overall winner at the end. And as the overall winner, she was invited to Egypt by the sponsor MCV for a once-in-a-lifetime holiday with a special invitation to visit them. So here she is to share with us her memories of the trip that she took to Egypt. Would you welcome our Woman of the Year 2024, Julie Hartley.
Right, I'm nowhere near as confident as most of the girls in here today. So, hello everybody, and I'm pleased to be able to actually be here with you in person this year, because last year, almost 12 months ago, I was sat in a conference room in my hotel in Dubai with some amount of trepidation, waiting to beam into the inaugural Bus and Coach Awards. And to be honest, it felt quite glamorous. I was dialing in from a hot and balmy location with a gin and tonic. But not quite as glamorous as this amazing building here in Birmingham today. So with this view, as a Midlander, I'm quite proud of it. Earlier in the year, my managing director at ESR UK, Andrew Blundell, had nominated me for Best Woman in Coach. Reading his synopsis ahead of the interview with the panel was the first time I cried during the process. It certainly wasn't the last. I think I cried on screen last year. Being a woman in my 50s, 57, and in the full grip of menopause, it doesn't take much to get me emotional, and I'm sure some of you can resonate with that. But being recognised by my peers for my achievements, well, that doesn't get much more powerful than that, really. One of my biggest challenges, and thanks, Carla, for your comments now, has been my imposter syndrome. At times, I'd say it's been literally took me off my feet, and I thought I wouldn't be able to continue. So when my name was read out as Best Woman in Coach, it felt amazing and really quite unreal. I had absolutely no expectation of going on to win Woman of the Year. And I'm still, all these months on, half expecting somebody to shout fraud and take it back. I'm not going to give it up though. And there's been some amazing people talking today, and one of the things I will say is that recognition is an absolute revelation. Being recognised has forced me to take a very long, hard look at myself and accept that maybe I am worth something. Maybe my contribution to my employers and the wider industry has been significant. And maybe I have been a role model to others. And I really want to thank the Women in Bus and Coach team for creating these awards and celebrating women's achievements, and especially Louise, whose drive and passion I've found are nothing short of monumental. So, the prize. Sorry, I'm making a bit of a noise. The prize that MCV Bus and Coach put together for both myself and my husband, Bob, was just amazing. I'd especially like to thank Sarah, who's not here today, Shadi and Ashraf, for the care before, during and after the visit. Whilst in working life we are competitors, we are now firmly friends, first and foremost. So Bob and I travelled to Cairo last March. We were treated like celebrities for the entire time we were there. Meeting the team at MCV, both at the head office and the production facility, was a privilege. Touring the factory, and anybody who knows me does know I do love a factory, was the highlight. And there was lots of ladies on the production in making chairs and seats for coaches and buses, which was quite inspirational. But even more inspiring was meeting the women forging careers at MCV in non-traditional roles. So engineering, design, purchasing, compliance, accounts, marketing, across the board, MCV are making moves to increase diversity, and it's quite aspirational. And that aligns with the broader Egyptian government policy to encourage more women into the workforce, and I salute Egypt and MCV for what they're doing there. During our week-long trip, we danced with a whirling dervish and a giant gorilla. We rode camels. We touched pyramids. We delved into tombs, travelled up the Nile, watched the sunrise over ancient temples, and walked in the footsteps of gods and goddesses. Egypt is extraordinary. It was the trip of a lifetime, and I truly hope that I will return. And for the recipient of this year's award, you really are in for a treat. But while we celebrate progress, I think we must also confront reality. In the UK, women make up 46% of the workforce, but only 25% are in senior leadership roles. Men are still 21% more likely to be promoted internally. And the UK is better than the global average of 33%. In traditionally male-dominated sectors, of which transportation, logistics and manufacturing, the numbers are even lower. Women are stepping out to work in our numbers, but promotions remain hard-won. And we really need to understand the barriers to that. In my corner of the industry, in bus and coach supply, I can count on one hand the women in direct sales and leadership roles. And I've been doing this for 25 years, and it hasn't changed. Without visible role models, how can girls aspire to positions like ours? I'm also recently very deeply concerned about the rise in open misogyny. Data published in July says that over a third of secondary school pupils have heard comments that make them worry about girls' safety. And over half have heard misogynistic comments. And the UN has warned very recently of a generational setback where women's rights are actually regressing across the world. And I think we all must be vigilant and take action. Influencers like Andrew Tate and others in the manosphere, alongside politicians globally, are pushing anti-diversity policies, and they pose a real threat to decades of progress. So I ask you, challenge this behaviour in your workplace, in your conversations, and in your leadership. A healthy working environment is essential for building diverse, inclusive, and a thriving industry. Enough of the seriousness. So back to the awards ceremony. I want to celebrate all of the extraordinary people who were nominated this year. As I said earlier, being recognised by your peers is a revelation. To those of you who've been shortlisted, congratulations. It's a major achievement, and I wish you all the very best of luck. Yes, somebody will walk away with the awards, but that doesn't diminish the power of being here now, among a community that sees you, values you, and believes in your contribution. Today is not just about winning, it's about witnessing. Witnessing the talent, the hard work, and the brilliance of women in bus and coach, and that of our allies supporting us. And that's all of us in this room. It's about building a future where recognition isn't rare, but it's routine, and where women don't have to actually fight to be seen. We're just simply expected to lead. So, a bit cliched, but let's keep showing up, let's keep lifting each other up, and let's keep driving change, one route, one role, and one recognition at a time. That's me done. I'm just going to say one more thing. I've just, thanks to Sarah, who's not here, to wrap things up, I've got a short video of my time, with bad hair days and all, of my time spent at MCV and in Egypt. So thank you, everybody.
The winner of Woman of the Year is Julie Hartley.
into bus and coach, whether it's at manufacturer or supplier level, and also to drive the vehicles and to fix the vehicles, because we haven't got enough people. We really struggle with recruitment.
Thank you. And Julie, it's wonderful to have you with us in person this year. Thank you for sharing that. Our overall winner of the Woman of the Year for 2025, I should say, will also get a trip to Egypt, including a cruise along the Nile and who knows what else, courtesy of our sponsor, MCV.